All right, so we're here. Hello, I'm Clarine Mitchell, owner of TCM Communications. I'm a LinkedIn expert. And what I do is empower my clients to leverage LinkedIn to generate results, whatever those results would be for them. I work with success driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners, but it's all about getting results, helping my clients, empowering them to get results from the platform as opposed to just being on the platform. Prior to working with me, they're generally stuck on the platform, just there, just existing. And I take them from being stuck on the platform to getting results on the platform. So, enough about me. So glad to have you again joining us for another LinkedIn Lunchtime Chat. And today I have another special featured guest. Today, another Patty. I had a Patty in my previous LinkedIn Lunchtime Chat, but that was a PATTI. This is a PATTY, Patty. So I'm going to welcome Patty. So nice to have you with me. It's been a while since we chatted face to face, kind of virtually. So it's good to see you.
Yeah, it is good to see you. Time goes by quickly, but it feels like it was just yesterday now that I'm here. So great to be back.
Great,
Yeah.
great. So introduce yourself. Let people know who you are, where you're located, and your business. Talk about your business. That's what we're here for.
All right. My business is Clear Under Focus, education and coaching. And I've been in business for 16 years.
Wow.
I know, isn't that great? And so I started off as a life coach, but now I have a business that's, I train life coaches and we do one-on-one coaching and group coaching. And what I love about what I do is we work with people who are really busy, successful, compassionate, and they care so much that they often get lost in their head. And so what we do is we really help them shorten that gap between the stress of what's not happening and their, desire to make a real difference in the world. And maybe that's everyone, but it seems like everyone that comes to us is really a compassionate and busy and successful person who knows that from the outside, you can do so much more than getting lost inside here.
Oh, wow. You help them get out of their heads.
Yep. So we turn the stress into a solution.
Oh, so I like that. Turn the stress into a solution.
Yeah.
And I'm remembering, and we'll talk about this shortly, but I'm looking at the banner image, your LinkedIn banner image, and your slogan is shorten the gap between stress and solutions.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. That the slogan for your business, that tagline. Good.
Yeah. And that was what was so fun with working with you on one level. The first thing that was great about it is that in the beginning, when I started, I always said that I help people deal with stress. And I kept being told from the outside, no, don't use stress. Don't use stress. Well, as a coach, what I teach people is to listen to themselves and be authentic and stand in their truth and stand in what's there.
Love it. Love it. Stand in their truth. That's important. That's
right.
Powerful. And until you stand in your truth, you're limiting how you can help others. Because if you can't empower others to stand in their truth,
yeah.
And you can't do that until you're standing in your own truth, right? Yeah. And so I love that. I love it. Well, wait a minute. So let's go. So where are you located? Before I forget with core details, let's talk.
Well, I'm located right here on the screen. In cyberspace. I really don't exist in physical space.
Geographically, you're located.
Geographically, I'm in Sussex, Wisconsin. In my son's old bedroom right now. But even before COVID, I did go to virtual. It helps people connect a lot faster. When I'm working with people virtually, it gives them the space to be with themselves so they can get that inner clarity they need instead of looking at me. So I have been working on Zoom and the telephone for about a year before COVID.
And so that made it easy for you to make that transition to all that we're having to experience now with the pandemic, because you were already doing that. So, but you're in Sussex, Wisconsin, but you have clients all over the country, I imagine, right?
Yep, I have nationwide clients, definitely.
Nationwide.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
No one in the foreign country that I can think of right now. No, they're all nationwide. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good. Anything else about your business that you can share? What makes you different from someone else who provides similar coaching services or has the same focus?
Well, coaching comes in all kinds of different flavors, right? And there's people that are strictly working on businesses and teams. I don't do that. I work with the individual and help them get clear on what it is that they get them out of their stress and get them into authentically standing in their truth. Get them to
I
find
love
the
that.
solution that they want before they get into action, because that's where the confidence comes, that's where the stress comes, and that's where life joy comes from. I believe everyone I work with is an expert in their own life, and I'm just helping them get to their expert solution and out of their stress. And what makes us different is we work in small groups, and we really, really work in live time, because I could give you an online class that's recorded, and that still keeps me up in my thinking mind. But the minute any of me or my coaches work with someone and point to, yes, right there, that's it, or where it's not it, and you ask a question, then there's a shift. And when we're in group coaching, one person shifts, the other one naturally gets a little bit more ease and a little bit more inner clarity, where you can stand in your strength, in your truth, in your intention, and move forward powerfully. So that's what we do that's different. But I just want to flip back to an earlier part of our conversation here, in that when I was working with you, Clarine, I was saying, in my early days, whenever we're new and vulnerable, it's not wrong to listen to someone else. It's not wrong to not stand in your truth. But when you're ready, someone from the outside amplifying your truth, what you really want things to be, makes it so much easier to be that.
Right.
So when I was working with you, and I said, really what I do is I help people turn stress to solutions. I'd already gotten really confident in that in myself after that journey, but you went and just amplified it. You're like, yes, I love that. And I was like, and once two people have gathered on something that really lands,
energy. Yes.
it makes it so much easier for me to be confident in it. So that's what I feel like the gift of live time, small group, or one-on-one coaching is, that a lot of companies don't do.
Right. I find that as well with the coaching that I provide, the LinkedIn coaching. I do group trainings, but is when I have the one-on-one dedicated time with individuals, it's more personalized. They get more from it because it is customized to, because everyone's journey is different, or where they're at that point in time is different. And so when you can have that dedicated time and intention and focused activity, then you're able to get more results from it, because it becomes more personalized, more impactful then. But so even with the name of the business, Clear Inner Focus Education and Coaching, everything you say goes right back to the name of your business as well. So did you initially start with that name for your business, or?
Oh no, I've been in business 16 years. So I started off with a lot of things and transformed a lot of times. Started off as Beacon Center. Then I was in partnership with someone else, and we had something called Joyful Living Center. And it was way more than coaching. It was like creative writing and yoga and energy work, Reiki. And then I went out on my own, and I had it was called Thrive Life Services. And I taught Wisdom of Life Coach certification. And so I've been training coaches for probably about 12 of the 16 years I've been in business. And I've trained probably about 150 coaches. And then recently, in the last 3 years.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, Patty. So 150 coaches you've trained. And I'm just thinking about this because I think about, excuse me, as I think about the different individuals I've had the privilege of working with. But when you say the number 150, and then you think about the individuals that they've worked with, right? That number, just like, wow, the impact that you've had, not just directly with the 150, but then those that they've worked with as well.
I like to say that I am empowering people to be a positive ripple maker.
Ripple maker. Oh, you're full. I love that.
Yeah.
Ripple maker.
A positive ripple maker. Yeah. Because I believe that we influence people either positively or negatively. Am I part of the cure or part of the disease? Or I could be neutral. But when I join someone in worry, when I go in and try to fix them, when I believe their story that someone's right and someone else is wrong, I'm actually putting a lot of energy towards the dis-ease that they're feeling. And when someone else is saying something and they're saying, this person's so right and this person's so wrong, and I stay over here grounded in myself and think, I wonder what solution they want. I wonder what is really bothering them. I wonder, and stay there. I'm not adding any negative energy to their negativity, which in
Mhm.
alone stops the momentum of that negativity that's so easy to get caught up in these days.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but
So positive ripple
we
maker
wouldn't have
is
got
just
to
not
that
joining
ripple.
in on that stuff. And it is, and then really when you're using coaching skills, and even in my small groups, what we do is someone will be talking and then I will do little group coaching throughout the small groups so that there's an integration process every time where someone
Mhm.
can see themselves with their inside eyes, like I'm looking at them and seeing them as magnificent. We look through the world through these outside eyes. I look
Right.
out this way, like,
Right.
99% of the time, more than I
Right.
look this way. Zoom helps me look this way a little more. Um,
You have to see yourself, right?
yeah, but often not in such a great light. And so when I can use my eyes to show someone what they're doing that's right, what their magnificence is, or even to just look at them and unconditionally say with no judgment, wow, so what you're really saying is you're completely over helping them and it's disabling them without judgment. Someone
Mm,
can go, oh, and then look at themselves without judgment. And when you do that, you can start getting a clear and a focus of the solution and the steps you can make towards a change.
right. Powerful.
Yeah.
Just- See, even though you're one of my coaching clients, learning more because when we were in the coaching session, it was more work focus for me, for you as well.
Yeah.
Now I get to sit back and just really listen. And I'm
Yeah.
learning more about you and
Yeah.
appreciating and understanding more about the gift that you have. So let's talk about, Patty, how we connected. Because
Yeah.
it's a LinkedIn story that I often think back on and even share in my master classes as an example in other cases because so others I've had in this round or this series, they're more recent clients. You're not so recent client,
Yeah.
but kind of still, relatively speaking. So being able to talk about how we connected, if you remember that the sequence, and then yeah, so sharing that.
So we were talking about when you're being your authentic self, when you're being able to speak your own truth and it's really in line with who you are and what you want to be saying, you shine, I think. Help people turn stress to solutions. Yes, that's what I do. Uh, I was transitioning from B2C. Before, my business was only business to consumer, parents, teachers, anybody, or then I was transitioning to B2B. So I'm moving over to LinkedIn and I'm just in the myriad of like, what do I do with this? What's going on? When your face pops in and you're passionate and enthusiastic about LinkedIn. And I was like,
What is
wow,
wrong with this woman?
what is she sees something I don't see and I want some of that. So it was like no hesitation in my being at all. It was simply you being authentic. It was a video. Maybe I saw you several times, but then there was one video and I was like, I want to learn what she knows about LinkedIn because she loves it, you know? And so then we set up a session right away. And what I loved about it was you said, I help you. This is not going to be an informational session. This is a work session. And that was huge because, again, I can put it in my head, but unless I integrate it, then I'm lost. And when I'm doing something new, while you were there to support me the whole way, it made it a lot easier for me to take it through to fruition with that accountability.
Mm.
Remember, I don't know if you remember, but you said, when do you think you can get this list? I was doing
Mhm.
quite a bit. And then you said, when do
Mhm.
you think you can get the rest of the list done? I said, before I get out of this chair.
I remember,
Yeah.
right. I
And
love
I'm
it.
always over eager on things. And I always think I can get them done in more time than I can. Um,
You got
and
to it. You did it.
and I did it, but because halfway along the way, you sent me a text and said, I saw what you did and I love it.
I
And
was
that's what
watching. I was waiting. I was
you were
anxious.
watching and waiting. And that's what got me to get out of the chair and move for a little while and come back and return to it and get done. And it was the first time I could be with my LinkedIn profile and not go in and change it. I can't tell you how much time I wasted writing and rewriting and writing and rewriting that silly thing.
Oh my. Wow.
The shortening the gap. Yeah. Look at the amount of time that uh, I invested and freed myself after just a little bit of LinkedIn
Right.
clarity.
And so we met, so I was doing, and I tell people all the time, you can actually generate results from LinkedIn. You
Mhm.
should be, as opposed to just existing, and
Right.
even just with your content. And
Yep.
so it was back in May actually. So, because I went back and did in my notes and dug, and I made a post about a presentation I had done that morning for one of the organizations that I support, the Professional Opportunities Networking Group. So POM, I'd done a presentation. So
Yep.
I did a post just summarizing that event. That you made a comment on, and the rest is history, so to speak. And actually, you sent me a message that same day. From that, then we had our intro session the next day. And
Mhm.
then from that, the following day, so this was May 4th, May 5th, and May 6th. I have the dates. May 6th, we had our coaching session. And I love the fact that you were very, how do I say, you didn't hesitate like you talked about before. But it was because the experience you had with my content and the
Right.
timing and that resonating and importance of
Yeah.
being authentic. But
Mhm.
then I want to make the point that you had a profile, you had a good basis with it, but it was just guidance and support that you needed to make
Mhm.
small changes. And the
Right.
biggest one was your banner image, and
Yep.
you owning that. And I love it because you haven't changed it. And I'm looking at it now, and I use it as an example where it doesn't have to be busy, and it doesn't have to be distracting or what with it. It can be very clean, is what I
Mhm.
love about
Right.
yours. It has a photo of you in action. So in your facilitation mode, and then that powerful statement at the top. I love it with your brand colors and all of that. And that was the homework that you were going to finish up because we
Right.
started the process.
Yeah.
And so being able to make key changes even with your headline or zooming in your photo. I
Right.
remember that part.
Yeah.
Because it was zoomed out, so we zoomed in so people can really see your face. But so the biggest thing I want to share, if you don't mind, Patty, and a part of why I wanted you to be a part of the series. So everyone, if you don't know, I have a private Facebook group called LinkedIn Power Moves with Clarine. And Patty recently, and it was recent, made a comment on one of my posts because I put content prompts every day pretty much in the group. She made a comment, and I'm reading it, Patty, if you don't mind.
No
Yes.
worries.
Yes. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, enthusiasm, and support for connecting with others through LinkedIn. I had 3 LinkedIn connections this week. So this is a testimony about results from us working back in, which seems a long time because this is December, so in May, but from us working, and you and I worked before I even started doing my power sessions. So it was just an hour session we worked with, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I had 3 LinkedIn connections this week. One turned into a podcast recording yesterday, and another into a speaking engagement in January. So events on the book for next year already. Before starting with you, Clarine, now this is the part I love the most. Before starting with you, Clarine, LinkedIn was ambiguous and frustrating. Now it's my friend.
Yep. Yep. It is totally. And the person that I ended up getting on the podcast with, I really loved what he was doing for a long time and just kept talking to him. And then at one point I didn't feel, um, I felt like I built sort of a relationship. So when I reached out, it was authentic. It
Right,
was authentic. And that was the important thing.
right.
Since then, I've also had a speaking engagement at Pong, which piggybacks about what was there and connecting through LinkedIn, and you shared some other connections. Since then, my LinkedIn community, my Patty Jackson life coach community, has become a community where people are actually interacting. I knew it was possible. I couldn't figure it out. And now they're actually interacting. And I've had a lot of connections with people through that too.
Oh, great. So
Yeah.
that's actually a LinkedIn group. And right from when we first connected and you shared with me about the group, I marveled at because the groups in LinkedIn are different than Facebook.
Mhm.
And you had a substantial membership in that
Yeah.
group, even at that point.
Yeah.
So now that you're having more engagement, phenomenal. Congrats.
Yeah, and that group was ambiguous, frustrating, disempowering when we first started, and now it's an exciting place where I could name about 5 different people there that you have a digital relationship with over there. Some
Okay.
people that I've actually talked to. I was able to talk to I'm not going to go into the details. I've had some really
Right.
good connections through that group. Yeah.
Great,
So
great.
yay, LinkedIn's my friend now. Thank you.
It's your friend, and I hope that continues to be the case. Is always, as I say, the more you use it, but using it strategically, the
Yeah.
more that you will get to really embrace it and
Yeah.
see the benefits. Because once you start getting results from it, then you get hooked to it. At least that's what happened for me.
Right.
And you get to see that, oh, there's a difference here than on Facebook and on Twitter and on Snap,
Yeah.
the other platforms, but you have to use it strategically. And as you were talking about, when it comes to relationship building, that's key. Even with the podcast host,
Yeah.
you have to get some credibility, some foundation for a relationship that's
Right.
authentic, not with ulterior motives or
Right.
whatever, but
Right.
really engaging with people on a consistent basis. And then the world opens up.
Right. And that was what working together does is I was able to then clear the frustration because
Mhm.
I really believe that if I'm saying something, if I'm reaching out and it's backed with frustration, people feel it. They don't really,
Right,
it's repulsive. But if
right,
I'm reaching out with people with openness and excitement and no hidden agenda,
right,
that's engaging. And
right.
so that's why I was able to connect with you, is because it just felt like, you know, shining enthusiasm for real. Um, and so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm hooked and I love it. And I'm glad that my love for the platform comes across. So that's great. But that's an example, like for everyone, you have to be authentic. Whatever your source of passion is,
Mhm.
you have to zone in on that and be, bold with it. And I see your pillow, dream big, but you have to be big with your presence on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Because if you draw up and, kind of, you're just a lurker, watching what everyone else does or from the sidelines, you're not going to get the results, but you have to be big, you have to be bold, you have to be confident in yourself, and you'll get the results. So I'm glad that's going for you. That's exciting.
And the little trick is then how do you do it? Because it's normal to sometimes feel frustrated and small and wanting to hide or feeling inauthentic, and that's normal.
Yeah.
So an important thing to do is what I believe and what I help people understand is just love yourself there. That's normal human stuff. But then don't do anything yet. Make sure you find a way to say, but and get focused on the end result you want.
Right.
Stephen Covey says, begin with the end result in mind.
Mm.
Whatever you ask for in prayer and believe is yours will be. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe it will achieve. How do you do that? You just take a dip and get into dreaming big. What do I really want here? At the end of the day, I want to feel good. I want to
Yeah.
have fun here on this platform. I want to be clear. I just want to engage with people. I want to see what happens from it. I would
Right.
love to see awesome business. That little shift in your own, inner
Right.
focus can really go a long way.
Inner focus, inner focus. People don't seem to realize or don't acknowledge, just understand that LinkedIn is built for you to get results. But you have to do what you just said, Patty. You have to relax and you have to engage and you have to use the platform and use it strategically. And when you do, the results will come without you having those ulterior motives, those hidden agendas, and all of that, but truly being authentic with your presence on the
Mhm.
platform. The rest will come because that's what the platform is created for. That's how, on the back end, that's how the structure of the platform is. So let go and just do it. And the world opens up.
Mhm.
Anything else that you would like to include or like to share about your business, the experience of just using LinkedIn to leverage your business to get leads and to grow your business?
Well, I would love to share that I have 8 coaches. They're phenomenal and they're giving
Oh,
free sessions. So if anybody would love to try a one-on-one coaching session to get that clarity, to be able to back their things with confidence, private message me and I'll hook them up. I'll connect you with a coach that will meet over the phone and provide the inner magic that you have.
everyone can connect with you on LinkedIn, of course, so they can
Yes.
send you the personalized connection invite, let them know, let you know that they found out about you via this video. And then say the name of the group again, your LinkedIn group.
Oh, it's the Patty Jackson Life Coach Community. So it's for anybody that's passionate about, inspirational living, finding
Good,
that
good,
answer and living big life.
good, good, good. Anything else? I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that we forgot.
I don't think so.
Great, great. So thanks so much for joining me today, Patty. I've appreciated having time with you, hearing more and learning more, but really having you as one of my examples of how the long-term results that you get, return on the investment,
Mhm.
the investment that you made in yourself by having a coaching session with me, and that you got the immediate return on the investment with a profile that you could be proud of, right? And that
Mhm.
you were solid with. But then those specific results that come and keep coming, that you've
Yeah.
even shared more with me.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you use LinkedIn and use it effectively. You get those long-term results that will keep coming and coming and coming. So I thank you for sharing.
Yep. Thanks for having me here today.
All right, everyone. Again, this was another episode of LinkedIn Lunchtime Chat with me, Clarine Mitchell of TCM Communications. Always remember to shine a line. That is the only way that you'll be able to, as Patty already mentioned, draw the attention of your target audience, right? So shine a line so you can get those results from LinkedIn. Take care.
Yeah.